building artificial intelligence to its highest prospects. So at the bank of the river, we have the farmer, the fox, the goose, and the grain. Then the farmer sends the fox and the grain to the destination point of the river and leaves the goose at the bank of the river. So at the destination point of the river, using his canoe, he transports the fox and the grain to the destination side of the river using his canoe and leaves the goose at the bank of the river. So at the destination point of the river, we have the farmer, the fox, and the grain. And at the bank of the river, we have the goose. So the farmer, the fox, and the grain is at the destination point of the river, and the goose is at the bank of the river. Then the farmer leaves the grain at the destination point of the river and brings the fox to the goose at the bank of the river. So at the bank of the river, we have the fox, the farmer, and the goose. And at the destination point of the river, we have the grain. Then the farmer leaves the fox at the bank of the river and sends the goose to the destination of the river. So at the destination of the river, we have the farmer, the goose, and the grain. And the fox is at the bank of the river. Then the farmer leaves the goose at the destination of the river and brings the grain to the fox using his canoe, transports the grain back to the fox at the bank of the canoe, as fox doesn't eat grain. So at the destination of the river, we have the goose, and at the bank of the river, we have the farmer, the fox, and the grain. Then the farmer leaves the fox, the grain with the fox, as fox doesn't eat grain, at the bank of the river. And then the farmer goes to the goose at the destination of the river. So right now, at the destination of the river, we have the farmer and the goose. And at the bank of the river, we have the fox and the grain. So, the grain. Then the farmer, then the farmer leaves the grain. The farmer then leaves the grain at the bank of the river and brings the fox to the destination of the river. So at the destination of the river, we have the farmer, the fox, and the goose, and the grain is at the bank of the river. So at the destination of the river, we have the fox and the goose, and at the bank of the river, we have the grain. Then the farmer then brings the goose back to the grain using the canoe to the bank of the river and leaves the fox at the destination point. So at the bank of the river, we have the farmer, the goose, and the grain, and the fox is left at the destination point of the river. Then the farmer then leaves the goose at the bank of the river and transports the grain to the fox at the destination of the river. So at the destination of the river, we have the fox, the farmer, and the grain. And at the bank of the river, we have the goose. So right now, the farmer, the fox, and the grain at the destination of the river, and the goose is at the bank of the river. Then the farmer leaves the fox with the grain at the destination of the river, as fox doesn't eat grain, and uses his canoes to go back to the bank of the river. Then the farmer then goes and take the goose at the bank of the river and transport it through his canoe to the fox and the grain at the destination point of the river. So right now, the destination point of the river, we have the farmer, the fox, the goose, and the grain. That is how the farmer is able to transport the fox, the goose, and the grain safely to the destination. That's the other side of the river bank. This is to help us build a WW network that will help reduce cyber security threats, cyber security fraud, and fraudulence and scammers online. Yes, we can use this to create a www. That's how I have created the map in the form of a web-like form. In that, so that the www can be able to track fraudulence, scammers, and people who scam people, kidnappers and others online. Yes, everybody who uses www or they should make a captcha, that is complex aided public Turing test to tell computers apart. That is captcha system connected to AI and database system to every app or like Facebook and Twitter and others. We also use captcha. Yes, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp and other stars have to use captcha system. That's complex aided public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart. Yes, captcha. And also everybody who is to use the internet is to upload his or a national identity card in the country. Yes, an identification card if you want to create an account, so that fraudulent people can be taken out of the system, so that people who have been scammed and other styles will be taken off. This www looking the farmer, the grain, the goose, and the fox that I have made can also be linked to create a 5G network topology system that uses bars, star, and a ring topology system connected to a supercomputer, connected to a firewall and a proxy that can produce internet to a very wide area network, so that 5G can have a stance on its own.